So you're probably a hard gainer, right? You're probably skinny, struggling to put on mass, don't know what to do, don't know what to eat. I put a tips video how you should train. Go check that out. But this video, I'm going to focus all on diet. The reason why I didn't want to do it in one video is because it would just make the video really long, and I don't want people to get bored and then just skip loads of important stuff. So that's why I separated out the two. So I'm going to talk about what my diet was like at first, from how I went from this to this. And some people may not say it's that impressive. I know I could be a lot bigger than this, but I didn't be consistent with my diet, and that's probably one of the biggest things that I regret not doing when I was training. And now I'm fixing it up. I'm eating properly, I'm eating right. So let's just talk about where I started. So when I started, I probably wasn't even eating 2,000 calories. I was probably eating like 1,500 to 2,000. And that's what most people do when they're cutting. So you can imagine me being the skinny kid that I used to be, barely eating enough calories. So that's why for the first like 4 or 5 months, I was not putting on any size. Like I gained strength for sure because I was training my muscles, but I was not gaining size to any extent. I may have gained a little bit, but I certainly didn't notice. But yeah, I struggled to eat, and then my appetite, it changed a lot. Like in the mornings, I barely eat in the mornings. When I wake up, I do not feel like eating at all. Maybe it's because I always eat before I go to bed, but I'm never going to stop that because I can't sleep if I don't eat. So around like 5, 6 months into training, I looked into nutrition, I looked into dieting, I did look into supplements, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'll do that in a later one. When I decided to change my diet, I probably started around 2,300 calories. And you guys might think, that's not enough to bulk, that's not, like, you need to be eating more than that. Well, the reason why I didn't want to eat more than that was mostly I couldn't eat more than that. I didn't know what foods to eat to get me to eat more than that. So I started at 2,300, got my body comfortable with eating 2,300, because that's probably one of the biggest things. Like I'll probably have a day that I eat like 4,000, and I'll have another day that I eat like 1,000, and that's terrible. So I needed my body and my stomach to be comfortable with intaking 2,300 calories a day. Then 2 weeks later, up to 2,400. But my body was already used to 2,300, so 2,400 was nothing. Then 2 weeks later, up to again by 100. 2 weeks later, up to again till I was at 2,800. And I felt like that was a decent amount. I never was consistent with my diet. That's why I wasn't as big as I could have been. And so I tried to eat 2,800, but there would be days that I would still eat like 2,000 just because stupid stuff got in the way. I was lazy. I just didn't feel like eating. Like I didn't push myself in. I pushed myself in the training wise, but diet wise, I never really did. That's why I'm probably not as big as I could have been. It's important because diet is like 60% of changing your body, and gym is only 40%. Like you need to understand that if you're going gym and your diet isn't right, you're not gonna grow. Like I found out when I was training and my diet wasn't right and I wasn't growing. So that's probably what everyone's thinking right now. Like I just need to eat more. It's not just about eating more though. I'll get to that later on. But let me talk about what I ate, because most people, they're not sure what to eat and all of that. So in the mornings before school, I had Quaker Oats. I think I just had the golden syrup flavor because I have a sweet tooth. So I actually still have packets. I have packets now. I don't really eat it as much now, but when I had school, I ate it. Then when I went to school, because I was a sixth form, I didn't have full days. So most of the time I went home at lunch or I went in after lunch. So at lunch, I never really ate too much as well, to be honest. I did most of my eating in the afternoon, which probably isn't the best thing, but can't change that now. So I probably just had like a sandwich, but then I always had snacks, I always had fruit, I always had nuts. Like, guys, I'm always eating cashew nuts as snacks. Like, if you could pick a healthy snack to have, like, forget all the muffins, forget all the donuts, forget everything else, eat nuts as your snacks, because nuts are high in fat and they're high in protein. So they're very good snacks to have if you just want to put on muscle mass and you want to not necessarily get the calories in, but get the protein in. And yeah, then I would probably one of the other things that I used to have that is probably not the healthiest. I used to have like oven baked pizzas like every day. And if you think I'm exaggerating, I'm not. I used to eat it all the time. Like there would be 2 in the fridge. They'd be gone so quickly that no one else in my family could even eat them. So I would have pizza because then pizzas are like 700, 800 calories depending on what pizza is. So then probably about by around 3 o'clock I was probably already up to like 1,500, 1,600. I went gym. I came back from gym and I had a protein shake. That was just to get, because I feel like getting protein in straight after gym that's like fast digesting so your body can just absorb it as quick as possible is better than eating a meal in my opinion. And then maybe an hour later, then I'll eat my meal with protein and high in carbs and all of that. So that's why I'd go gym, I'd come back, I'd have my protein shake, I'd wait a while, and then most of the time I would eat whatever my mom cooked for dinner. Whatever that was. Most of the time it was all healthy. It was always going to be rice, potatoes, or pasta with some kind of meat. So I wasn't too bothered. I never knew how much calories were in that. I'd always just guess around 600 to like 800, 900 maybe, because I always ate big portions at dinner. That was the thing. Like I never really split my portions up and had like, I didn't always have 5 meals a day and they're all small portions so I could get to my thing. I ate a big meal at dinner, and that's one thing you shouldn't do. So basically everything I did I shouldn't do, or you shouldn't do either. So I had that. Then I may or may not have another meal after that, depending on how I'm feeling. And then most of the time before I went to bed, I had cereal and a peanut butter sandwich. And I stick by the peanut butter sandwich. I always have a peanut butter sandwich. I don't know what it is. Like, I'll just putting in the extra calories, putting in the extra protein before I go to bed. It just makes me feel better about when I'm sleeping. That I know that I'm not hungry. I'm not depriving my muscles of the protein that they need. So you're probably telling yourself you're a hard gainer. I can't eat enough. Whatever I eat, it's not enough. Let me tell you one thing. I want you to do it tomorrow. Okay? Track your calories for that day. Everything you eat, I want you to track it. And then come back, and if it's over 2,500, then cool. But most of the time, if you're still skinny and you're calling yourself a hard gainer, which is the wrong mindset to have, but I am certain most of you will not be eating enough. Okay, like every time someone's a hard gainer, like I did it myself. That's what I mean. I wasn't even eating 2,000 calories when I actually checked it. Like I thought I was, but I wasn't. I was eating a lot of sugary carbs, and that's not good for you. Do I lean bulk or do I dirty bulk? Now, a lot of people are going to say lean bulking is better, lean bulking, this, that, whatever. I've spoken to not professionals or not like PTs and all of that, because they'll always recommend lean bulking, which is honestly, you can recommend that. I recommend it. But, there's a but. I have spoken to so many people around my age that went from being quite skinny or not that big to being bulked up. And the reason why is because they banged out they bulked on a different level. Like I spoke to a kid, I don't even know if he's gonna see this. He's 17, he's bigger than me, he's a lot broader than me, he's stronger than me. This guy said he was eating Domino's and kebab almost every single day. He is big, and it may F up his cholesterol levels. And if you need to get bigger, just dirty bulk for a while. I wouldn't say dirty bulk consistently for a very long time, but dirty bulk. I definitely dirty bulked for not a long time, or not like, I wasn't eating fast food every day, but I was definitely eating fast food at least 3 times a week just to boost up certain days of calories. But now I'm in more of a lean bulk. I will have fast food. It's not bad to have fast food. Like, I'm only living one life. If I want to eat fast food, I will eat fast food. Like, this is one thing with me. I'm never gonna be completely strict on my diet. I'm gonna improve it and make it good, but I can never be strict that restricts myself from eating things that I want to eat. If you have checked your calories and you're not eating enough calories, then there's a problem. We need to improve it. So if you're in a caloric deficit, you're increasing your levels of AMPK, which is basically an enzyme which reduces muscle growth. So by not eating, you're reducing your levels of muscle growth. And by being a caloric deficit, you're reducing your levels of mTOR, which is needed for muscle growth. So by being a caloric deficit, you're reducing the levels of the enzyme that wants to help your muscles grow, and you're increasing the levels of the enzyme that want to reduce your muscle growth. You heard about tracking your macros and tracking all of this, and basically that is tracking your carbohydrates that you're taking in, your proteins and your fats. Okay, as a skinny guy wanting to grow, you want to be eating, you want your biggest macro of your eating to be carbs. You want to be eating carbs upon carbs upon carbs. Okay, I don't track my macros, I only track my calories. The reason why is it just, for me it gets too long. Like, I'll be real, but if you really are 100% set on bulking, track your macros. Okay, so you want to be eating carbs. They provide you for energy. If you're not eating enough carbs, your performance in gym will decrease drastically. Like, you will not see the levels of when you were performing. Like, when you're eating a lot of carbs, your performance is going to be massive compared to when you're not eating a lot of carbs. Next, protein. Now, a lot of people think, oh yeah, let me just have loads of chicken in one meal and it's fine. You need to split up your protein. Your body can only absorb so much protein at a time. So you want to space your protein out every time you eat, so that you're having 25% here, 25% of your protein here, 25% of your protein here, 25% of your protein here. Because your body, if your body is trying to take in so much protein at a time, then honestly, most of it is just going to come out as waste. So depending on your weight, you want to kind of be eating 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of weight and around 0.8 grams of protein per pound of weight. Let me tell you the one thing that everyone uses and literally is probably going to be your best friend when you're going to the gym. That is the MyFitnessPal app. Let's take a screenshot here. Anyway, MyFitnessPal app, you put in your current weight, you put in your height, blah blah blah. You put in how much you put in if you want to bulk or if you want to cut, and then you put in how much you want to like bulk per week, and then literally you can scan the barcode of the things that you're eating, or just type in what you're eating and it will come up. It may not be exact, but it's gonna be probably the most accurate thing you can do to track your calories, and it's the quickest thing as well. Like, my phone is pretty much on me 24/7, so I can always type it in or scan in what I'm eating, and then it can tell me whether I'm eating too little or it's too much. If I get too late at night and I haven't eaten enough, then I'll eat some more. That is, it's as simple as that. I will do a full day of me eating on my next video, so watch out for that. Like, subscribe, peace.